Walk, walk, walk. Yeah, there you go. I said.
All right, go.
In 5, 4, 3.
That's tomorrow, and that is it.
Okay. In 5, 4, 3.
That's tomorrow, and that is it for us today. And we will leave you with a. I can't do it.
Okay.
We'll do it live.
Okay. No.
We'll do it live. Fuck it. Do it live. I'll write it, and we'll do it live.
Right.
Fucking thing sucks.
All right, ladies and gents, Highlander is not feeling well. Hasn't felt well all weekend. Had to call in Friday, and he's just not getting better. So I told him to go to the doc, and we're going to chill at the club tonight on Joe's Atmospheres channel. Let's get to it.
Let's fucking go. Let's fucking go.
All right, ladies and gents, it is time for chilling at the club. It's time for us to get a cocktail and relax and enjoy the evening. What is going on? I hope you guys are doing fine, especially you mothers out there. Not you mothers, but you mothers of children. I hope you're having a great Mother's Day. I took my mom out today. Let's go ahead and use that as a jumping off point tonight. Let's see, where is that at? There it is. There's my Mother's Day post on X. Let's see. Let's go ahead and get the background music going. Sharking for pearls. Yeah, shout out to the moms out there, man. Happy Mother's Day to all your you mothers out there. I'm blessed to be surrounded by some of the best. My mom, my wife, and my daughter. They're all awesome moms. Hashtag Mother's Day. This is us at Copeland's Fine Dining Establishment in Shreveport, Louisiana. That's Mom on the left. That's Foxy on the right. And that's my bald-headed looking butt in the middle. And I also put some nice pictures of the three of the ladies I was talking about. That's my mom. That's her high school picture, I think that's her high school picture. I'm pretty sure it is. And then you've got Foxy. She actually did a photo shoot for a semi-professional. He's professional now, but I think at the time he was just going to school for it. Photographer. And there's some great pictures in there. Some of them I wouldn't show on here, but anyway, not nudes or anything, but some of them are in a bikini. They were shot. I'll show you a couple of them, but I'm not going to show you anything too crazy. Anyway, that was a great photo shoot she did. This is a while ago. And then you've got my gorgeous Bobby Joe, my oldest daughter. She's in the Virginia area, and she is gorgeous. And yeah, she's a mother of two, and they're all great moms. So shout out to the moms out there. I hope you're having a great Mother's Day. Let's see what we've got going on here. Let's see. About 23 minutes ago, a very good friend of the channel, and I'll go ahead. I'm feeling generous. It's Mother's Day. I'm in a good mood. I'll go ahead and tell you that Buck Headquarters 2005 is not his name.
There are some who call me Tim.
Yes, Tim was first, and he had to let everybody know he was first in tonight. Good to see you, Tim. I know you're out there watching. Golden Apples is here. It's good to see you on a regular basis, my friend. Good to see you. Hope everything's going good with your game. He says he's submitting a new game here pretty quick, so for approval, I guess, for whoever's funding it for him or something. I don't know. I don't know all the details, but I'm glad to see I've got a game developer in there. Very cool, man. And then Tim, of course, comes in. He wants an LFG right off the bat. For all you mothers out there, let's do it.
Let's fucking go. Let's fucking go.
And then let's see who else we got in here. Let's see. Keely Chow is here. He says, hey, everybody. Good evening from Huntsville, Alabama. Roll Tide, huh? Keely Chow? That must be home base for him. Huntsville. Golden Apple says, hope y'all are doing good. I am doing great. I don't know how the rest of them are, but I am doing great. Keely Chow says, that thumbnail. Hello, nurses. Oh, man. Hydrate, bro. Everybody, a hand check. Especially Keely Chow. Hand check. This is what we used to say on the bus, right? In high school. Hand check, everybody. Hand check, especially Keely Chow. And then let's see who else we got. We got Golden Apples putting some. It says cat orange whistling. Okay, there you go. Let's see. They're all saying nice. Probably talking about the pictures I put up. Yes. Shows us the photos. Well, I'm not going to show you all of them. I'll show you a couple of good ones, but Yeah, Foxy was a fine. There's a reason why I call her Foxy. She was fine, man. She was fine. One thing's for sure. If you saw pictures of all three of my ex-wives, I don't do ugly, bro. I do not do ugly. That's for sure. Golden Apple says, heck yeah. And Tim also wants the here we go. That's the one I use the most. Because every time I say it, I play it. Here we go.
Yeah, there you go. I said.
All right, let's see who else is in here. Golden Apple says, I am happy to announce that aside from a few things that still need to be addressed, my game is finally finished. Very nice, dude. Very nice. Looking forward to seeing it. Really, you need to give us the details on what to look for in the chat and all that good stuff. If there's a link to look at it and stuff, please get that to us during the show or something so I push my, if you've given me your time, I will give you my time. I may have a small audience. I may just be a little 750 subscriber channel, but I will definitely push your stuff. Roll Tide, Keely Chow says. And he says, yes, it is. Huntsville is his home base. That works. I've been to Huntsville, Alabama a couple of times. Isn't there a space? Huntsville. Isn't there? Doesn't NASA have a space place there? I can't remember the name of it. I went there twice though, because it's pretty close to Opryland in Tennessee, right? Pretty close to there, because that's where when I was in high school in ROTC, our freshman trip that we took at the end of the year in ROTC was always our senior trip. They had 3 trips that they did one after another, and you repeated whatever you went on your freshman year. So I've been to Huntsville twice, and I'm pretty sure they got a space place there. I can't remember what it's called. Philly Chow says, nice. Hang on. Sherry Slamming Clam and Sherry's Clam Shack were the best places to take moms to their for a nice Mother's Day meal. Rip. Let's see. U.S. Space and Rocket Center. Yeah. Don't they have one of the huge ass rockets? You can walk underneath it and look up inside that thing. I think that's outside. It's not inside the building. I think that's outside in the courtyard, if I remember correct. It was a long time ago. They may have changed everything since then, buddy. But yeah, that's exactly what I'm talking about. The U.S. Space and Rocket Center. Yep. Let's see. Marshall Space Flight Center. No, it was the U.S. Space and Rocket Center, I think, is where we went to. I think. Or maybe, are they both the same place? I don't know. And he says, yes, talking about the rocket. No. Okay. So, first of all, we're at the club. It's Sunday evening at the club. And you know what that means? You got to start with a cocktail. I, of course, have pulled out my favorite shot glass for the evening. Let's see if it'll zoom in on it. I'm not sure if it will or not. May not with everything around it. Look, that's my military police cross pistol shot glass right there. It's my favorite. We're going to fill it with a little Jacques Daniels. Just kick off the evening. Here's to all you great mothers out there. Some of the toughest women on the planet are mothers. Especially stay-at-home moms. They got the toughest job in the world. Cheers, boys and girls. All right. Woo. Wee. I feel like one of the knights who said, nee. Woo. Okay. And, of course, I've got the virus of unknown origin to wash it down. All right, boys and girls. What do we want to get into tonight? Several subjects we can get into. We can get into the backblast from the quartering thing. By the way, you guys keep an eye out there and see if Chrissy Mayer is doing Simcast tonight, because she's supposed to explain some things tonight, according to everybody. We'll see what happens there. I like Chrissy a lot. I hate that she's been caught in the backblast of this quartering stuff that's going on. And let's be clear. I like what they said on Friday Night Tights. It is not drama. This is Jeremy is acting way out of. He's acting out of bounds. I mean, I don't know if you saw the news today, but apparently he friggin' dumped a bunch of streaming videos. I think it was 7 years worth with him and Dankula and the Bearing podcast they used to do. He dumped a bunch of them and thought he got false flagged, and then he found out that he told his editor the wrong thing. These are the explanations he's given on X. I cannot confirm or deny these things, but I'm just telling you what he's reporting on X. Deleted his account from what I heard. I don't know if he's done that. We'll check it real quick. Hang on. Let's see. First of all, let's reset the... Oh, and Fake Wizard. Hang on a second. As soon as I bring up X, Fake Wizard has posted, so how's your weekend going? Of course he's making fun of him. This account does not exist. All right. Let's take a look real quick. I saw it on my phone earlier today, and sure enough, it is not here. Yeah, it's not here, because if you type in the quartering, it'll have a blue check mark. He has deleted it. But there's plenty of places where you can see the deleted stuff. There's plenty of places. I saw some of it first this morning. I can't remember who was reporting it, but yeah, I hate to see this, because you know, that's where I got a lot of my stuff. But if he's going to be pushing people to flag channels, and I mean, that's all we can confirm he's done. He's actually said in a joking manner, hey, it would suck if some of my followers did that, you know, joking around. Yeah, that's a bad thing. So yeah, he's deleted his, that's the current thing. He's deleted his X account. That's pretty wild thing to do if you're trying to, you know, reclaim some of your reputation. That's not a good thing to do. People block people and stuff. That's not good. I'm a big subscriber to what Joe Rogan subscribes to. The answer to free bad speech is more speech. You don't ever delete your stuff, and if you screw up, just, you know, own up to it. Be authentic. That's all people ask for on the internet. That's all. Martin Acosta Santana is here. He says, greetings, my excellent friends. It's good to see you, my friend. And he says, hello, Joe. How's it going, man? He's talking like Creepy Dog. Oh, man. Let's see. He says he's lurking, and he's saying hi to everybody out there. Golden Apple says, hell yeah, Fake Wizard. Hell yeah, he's great, man. He is great. He's a refreshing addition to Friday Night Tights. I watch Friday Night Tights every week, guys. I met all those guys. I've got a poster over here that I actually only got a couple of signatures on, but I met at one of their Dallas meetups many years ago. It may have been the first Dallas meetup. And it was the one with the good, the bad, and the nerdy. One made them all look like, well, I'll get it real quick. Hang on, guys. Bear with me, and I will show you. Hang on. All right. Okay, this was from the meetup in 2022, 4 years ago. Friday Night Tights. It's a poster they made. I only got one of their signatures. It was Quarter Black Garrett. I was just having such a fun time hanging out with them. I didn't even care if I got signatures. I really didn't care. But met all these guys, except it's funny, Az was on there, but he wasn't at the meetup. He wasn't there. I don't think X-Ray Girl was there either. Odin was there. don't think Chrissy was there. Don't think she was there. She might have been. Comics division did sign my stuff. It's right there. It's kind of hard to see. Love Comics division. He's been really good to me. I used to be on his member streams when I first started out. Quarterback signed it. Gary, I was half in the bag before I finally got to meet Gary. And if you guys know his history with, addiction and stuff, I was just so embarrassed to be half in the bag. I'm not a drunk or anything. I know how to handle my high, unlike some people on the internet. But I was just so embarrassed being half in the bag that I didn't want to, intrude on him. I just shook his hand and said, "It's great to meet you." I had a much better experience meeting him the second time around in Dallas. That the next year, I can't remember the name of the place, but it was a place where you could rent a booth for video games and stuff. Really cool. And I've got pictures of me giving him. I gave him some stuff for the privateer, some stuff my wife had made up for me. So I told him all about my comics and stuff, and he was really interested. Ryan was there, and Jeremy was there, and of all of them, of course, the guy I've said it several times, the guy that got me into this stuff is Jeremy Grimes. He is, and I think he's one of my two favorite streamers that I watch are Jeremy, and they're both Southerners. Jeremy's Florida, right? But I think he's from Alabama, I think. And Cody Camelot. I love both of those guys. Might be because I'm from the South and I understand what they're saying, but I adore both of them. Let's see. Keely Chow says, D-Day Cobra Jeremy Grimes is greater than the quartering Jeremy. Roll Tide. Absolutely. We knew this already. And Keely Chow says nice. Okay. So what else do we want to get into tonight, guys? I mean, I'm not gonna be on that quartering stuff too much because, look, as far as I'm concerned, he really needs to, maybe getting rid of his Twitter account's a good thing. Now, people have been posting all day. Don't think he's not out there. He's watching and on shadow accounts and stuff like that. You saw when I searched the quartering, there's a whole bunch of shit with his face on it. So, I mean, who knows? Killy Chow says, it would be great if there is a way to bring Odin to Vegas meetup during the school year. Yeah, that would be cool. Odin's a great guy. He really is. He's fantastic, man. There's a lot of guys that call themselves Christians on the internet. He's one of the guys that doesn't come off like a hypocrite. I mean, I'm a Christian, guys. I go to church every Sunday. I mean, but I recognize the fact that we're all sinners. This place, and I'm not going to get on a soapbox, but I'm going to tell you what I believe. This place is the test. This world will test you, just like it's testing the quartering right now. Okay? It will test you. It's how you come out of that test that matters. Okay? You're going to get tested. This right here, this mortal coil, is where all the tests happen. So, you got to prepare yourself mentally and physically. And one of the reasons why I left church for a long time. I mean, I've been in and out of the church going on a regular basis. Is the thing that turns me off the most is hypocritical activity in church. But I'm never going to stop going to church now, because the thing that got me in church this last time was I was in a Gam-Anon meeting. I think you guys know that I am in Gam-Anon. My wife is a compulsive gambler. We're open about that. But I'm in Gam-Anon. Every one of these 12-step programs has an Anon program goes with it. Alcoholics Anonymous has Al-Anon, Narcotics Anonymous, Narcanon. Okay. It's for people that have those addicts in their lives. And I was having a Gam-Anon meeting. If you look up Shreveport Gam-Anon, that's me. Yeah, that's my meeting every week. Anyway, I was having a meeting, and it happened to be a pastor that was in the meeting. And I told him about, the last time I left the church, which was back in, I think it was 06 or so, maybe 07. I told her it's because of something that happened. I was in an organization called the U.S. Volunteers, and things got a little crazy, and some, bigotry bubbled up, and some, a little bit of hypocrisy, a little bit of judgment. And there's only one judge. There's only one judge. And you're going to face him one day. Okay. I believe that. Okay. You can believe what you want, but this is what I believe. And I was telling her about this, and I said, that's why I left. I just can't handle hypocrisy in church. And she said, you know what? I understand that. And I've heard a lot of people leave church because of it. She said, but here's what you're forgetting about. You're denying people that are trying to get on the right path, that are trying to be Christians. You're denying them your viewpoint. All they're getting is the hypocritical look. You are denying them your outlook, your experience. And I heard that, and I was like, you know what? Yeah. I never looked at it that way, So that got me back into church. That I was really heavily thinking about going back to church. I talked to Foxy about this and everything, and she struggles with faith more than I do. I have faith. It's just I wasn't going to church because of, like I said, hypocrisy. But decided to go back to church. And when my mom had to move down here, I was going to church anyway. Trust me. She goes to church every Sunday. Always has. She's one of those godly moms. So shout out to my mom. Helped me get back into church. So there we go. Keely Chow says, okay, no. We got that one. Nobody panic. It's just me. Demon Horde, good to see you. Small Time Republic says, when I said War Eagle to Data Cobra at a meetup, he told me to get the fuck out. But he meant it in good fun. Yeah, that's the thing. He understands. Well, he loves sports too, right, Matt? Yeah, you've met him. He's a big Tide fan too, man. No doubt. He's a big Tide fan. That's funny. That's funny, Matt. That's really good. Okay, so let's get into the box office for this weekend. Looks like, now remember, this is just estimates right now. We can look at the dailies and everything, but this is estimates for the weekend, the 8th through the 10th. Looks like Mortal Kombat is going to come in just under Devil Wears Prada in its second week, which doesn't surprise me, but I got to tell you guys, I went to see Mortal Kombat, and I'll tell you about that in a second. Let's finish looking at these numbers. Mortal Kombat at 40 million, Devil Wears Prada at 43 million. Like we've said in the past, if you make something for women, they will go see it. Okay? I took Foxy to see it. She was dying to see this movie last weekend, so I took her to see it. Mortal Kombat 2, we went to see it on a whim. I told her, I said, look, I've got to watch it either way. I could sail the high seas, or we could go see it. I said, are you even interested in it? She goes, well, I've seen the first one. I said, the first one in 1995 or the first one in 2021? And she was like, not sure. And I showed them all of them, right? Showed her all of them. And then I showed her the trailer for the new one. And she goes, I like Carl Urban. And I said, okay, let's get us some tickets. Let's go. Michael comes in third with 36 million. I mean, the summer is here, folks. People are going to the movies. Sheep Detectives comes in at number 4 in its first week with 15.9. Bad time for this movie to come out. You got 3 heavy hitters above it that are probably going to be making money for weeks. And then you got Billie Eilish, Hit Me Hard and Soft, the tour live in 3D, 7.5 million. Yeah, you're not going to make much at all with that. Now, these are estimates, okay, because we haven't finished Sunday night yet. But this is estimating off of ticket sales so far. And apparently they put Devil Wears Prada in 50 more theaters. That's interesting. Michael got dropped by 405 theaters. And it's still making a bunch of bread. Wow. That's amazing. Let's take a look at the dailies. See what it looks like. Friday, it was Mortal Kombat. Devil Wears Prada and Michael. Saturday, Devil Wears Prada barely edged it out. And like I said, well, it looks like Saturday, Michael did better than Mortal Kombat. Wow. And then, like I said, Sunday, that is projections. They don't have the finished data yet, but it looks like Mortal Kombat is going to end up third on Sunday. Okay, now that we have the numbers, I will tell you what I think of Mortal Kombat. Okay. It's been said that they listened to the fans and they just, improved on the film, and that's exactly what I saw. I saw the first one, with the history of Scorpion and stuff like that. It definitely felt more like the original Mortal Kombat from 1995. It's felt a lot more like that, and the main thrust of the story is two characters, one male, one female. Johnny Cage, who doesn't believe this shit, and by the way, he's portrayed as an aging 80s action star, okay, which we've all seen these guys make their movies way too long, right? And it's just, dude, grab your friends, grab some popcorn, go see it. You'll enjoy it. It was good. It really was. It's a check your brain at the door show. It's just like the first one was. And it is really, really good. I enjoyed it. I would go see that. If a friend of mine hadn't seen it, I would definitely go see it again. I would definitely go see it again with them if they wanted to see it again. Thought it was fun. Carl Urban, guys like Henry Cavill and Carl Urban, they are joys to watch at the movies, man, because they get into what they're doing. It's friggin' pretty cool. Demon Horde says Mortal Kombat actually wasn't horrible. I was surprised. Dude, I wasn't surprised. Carl Urban. That's all I'm going to say. I mean, you've got Sylvester Stallone's Dread and you've got Carl Urban's Dread. Which one would you rather watch? Come on, man. You know the answer to that. Carl Urban's great. I mean, even though, you may not like the Star Trek movies he was in, the Kelvin Timeline movies, but you know what? He was great as Bones, man. He channeled, DeForest Kelly. He channeled it. It was great. Let's see. Killy Chow says the only Mortal Kombat movie we don't talk about is Annihilation. Yeah, I understand that. Yeah, I told my wife that very thing, Keely. You'd be proud. When we were going through the movies and stuff, I said, we don't talk about Mortal Kombat Annihilation. We don't talk about that one. Demon Horde says, don't you put the bad juju in this chat. I'm not going to, man. I'm not going to. Oh, I'm going to try not to anyway. Those of you that are just joining my channel and watching my stuff, one thing you're always going to get out of me is exactly what I think. So don't worry about that. I'm not going to give you any bad juju. And you may think I've got a bad take. I've got plenty of bad takes. I mean, one of my favorite trilogies of all time is the Yui Bowl Blood Rain trilogy, okay? I love it. Even though I know there are horrifically bad movies, but you know what? I love them. Mostly because I love that game. I would love to see one of these directors that makes good stuff come up with a friggin' Blood Rain movie that made sense. That would be fucking awesome. It really good. It really, really would. Let me think. Yeah. Let's take a look at one of my favorite subjects going on right now. Until you guys come up with something, anything you guys want to talk about, just let me know in the chat. I'll admit Blood Rain is a guilty pleasure. Hell yeah, it is, Demon Horde. Girl's fine. I mean, come on. Well, first of all, the first Blood Rain movie, even if you don't watch the other ones, the first Blood Rain movie, take a look at this cast. It is freaking awesome, man. Christina Loken, the Terminator, right? The Terminator from Rise of the Machines, right? She's in there, and she's fine as hell. Look at, I mean, dude, check that out. She looks great. She looks awesome as Rain, you know? Anyway, look at the cast that's in this, dude. I mean, Christina Loken as Rain. You got Ben Kingsley as Kagan, the bad guy. Michelle Rodriguez when nobody knew who she was. Michael Madsen, you know, in the middle of his run with Tarantino. Matthew Davis, I don't know much about. Will Sanderson. Udo Kier, the great German actor. Geraldine Chaplin. Meatloaf is in it. Meatloaf? Come on. Michael Pere, Billy Zane. This is an all-star cast, man. Now, I understand you can't polish a turd and the story was shit, but these are some great actors. They really are. It was a great action movie. I mean, this is a check your brain at the door movie and watch it. I mean, I wish it was more like the game. I really do. I wish it was more like the game. Let's see. Keely Chow says, Christina Loken, hello, nurse. Oh, God. Hand check for that man. My God. Dude, hydrate. Gonna wear yourself out feeding the ducks like that, man. Good Lord. What are you doing? You want to talk about somebody putting bad juju in the friggin' chat? Oh, my God. Look out. But anyway, yeah, I got to show you guys some stuff on one of my favorite subjects going right now. And from what I heard earlier today from some friends of mine, the book on it in Vegas is 65% chance that he's going to get fired. And that's Mike Vrabel. This shit right here is through the roof crazy. Let's go to the TMZ stuff, huh? Vrabel TMZ. They have footage of them renting a private boat during her pregnancy. What in the hell? They have the documentation, okay? And they have some video too, I believe. Maybe that's a different article. Pretty sure they have video too. Let's see. Let me see. Yeah, that picture's bullshit, by the way. Hang on. News videos. Yeah, there it is. There it is. There it is. There's your video. She is 8 months pregnant. Check the baby bulge. What's up? What's up? And they're going to rent a boat. That was in June of 2021, boys and girls. 2021. I don't know why my camera just went off, but anyway, June of 2021 that happened. Oh my God. Let's see. Small Time says people might be familiar with Geraldine Chaplin's dad. Okay. All right. Gotcha. There's no way that's Charlie Chaplin. Come on. There's no way. Okay. Got to do it. LFG. Okay. Let's fucking go. I'll always give you an LFG.
Let's fucking go. Let's fucking go.
Looking at you, Disney, Keely Chow says, stop polishing your turds with the Star Wars logo on them. Oh my God. Ooh, yikes. You know, there's a rumor out there that they're going to retcon the entire Disney trilogy, but they need to just move on, do something else. You can polish a turd, but you just end up with a very smooth turd, nothing more. And it still smells, doesn't it, Martin? Small Time says Robert Kraft won't stand for adultery. Laugh out loud. Yeah, I was fixing to say, look, Matt, you and I both know the only reason why he has a job right now is because he went to the Super Bowl. I mean, really. But Kraft has no room to talk. Just ask anybody down in Florida, right? Martin says LFG and HGW. Okay, sir. Here we go.
Yeah, there we go. I said,
Let's fucking go. Let's fucking go.
All right. Diana Rossini. Hello, nurse. He can't control himself. Good Lord. Keely, hydrate, sir. Hydrate, please. Hand check for Keely. All right, let's see. What else have we got here? What are you guys saying in the chat? Matt says, yep. A 4-13 Vrabel would already be fired. Absolutely, man. He definitely would. Here's the thing that just breaks my heart about this. Anybody, look, Matt used to be on a pregame show that we did when I first started my channel. We just started our, I think it's 5th season, Matt? Is that right? We starting our 5th season this year? I think I started in 21. Anyway, Matt used to be on it with us. And he'll tell you back then, when he was the coach of the Titans, I was beating the drum for this guy. He's a great coach. He was a great player. He's going to be a great coach. He's a great football mind. And to see him just flush it down the toilet for a chick. And let me tell you something. Real quick. Yeah, I sent this out to the guys the other day. Let me see. Let me find it real quick. Bear with me, folks. I have to send it somewhere real quick so I can, let's see, copy. Here we go. That's what we need to do. And we'll put it into the WhatsApp. By the way, hope you're enjoying the background music. That, of course, is supplied by my brother, Sharkin' for Pearls. You guys can check out his music on Spotify, on iHeartRadio, all that good stuff. Everywhere that you get your music. So definitely go check that out. Let me see here. All right. I've got the link now in there and just transfer it over here. Anyway, hope you enjoy the music. Definitely go check out Dan and Highlander, as you know him. And definitely support his music. And by the way, they actually friggin' copyright claimed me on my last sketching show because I played one of his songs. And it's the second time it's happened. And I was like, you know what? I'm just going to go ahead and pursue this. Because I'm sick of people saying I can't use the music when the copyright holders told me use it as much as I want. You know, it's ridiculous. So, let's see. I got to show you this story when it comes to Vrabel. Actually, not Vrabel, but when it comes to hang on, let me get it up here, guys. I know. What she said, right? Or what he said, or whatever. Diana Rossini accused of intimate ties to multiple NFL coaches, including Sean McVay, Bill Belichick, amid growing Mike Vrabel drama. A veteran scout claimed that Diana Rossini has had relationships with several different coaches and executives across the league, including Broncos head coach Sean Payton. That's coming from a veteran scout. Now, he's not named, but if you scroll down and look at this tweet right here, Angry Scout Vet, there are a lot. Nick Casario, I'm not sure who that is. Sean Payton, Loomis, that means Mickey Loomis. That's the Saints general manager. McVay, Bill B, and many others rumored. I know Casario was dating her while he was married. A lot she could drop. And then you have this chick who got fired in the backblast. You talk about the quartering backblast. The backblast of this, the blast radius of this has been pretty bad. This chick, Nikki Geist, got fired for saying, we all know what you've been doing. And she got fired over saying it, right? She says, just waiting for the Diana Rossini tell-all where she decides to just go for broke and take half the industry down with her. Wow. Wow. It's just, I hate it. I hate it for Vrabel. He's a very talented guy, but my gosh. Wow, did he... there's an old expression. Don't step on your penis, right? He didn't step on it. He unzipped his fly and danced on the son of a bitch, is what he did. Demon says they actually got it right with Maul, though, sorta. It's just a tiny turd and not one of those, oh my God, my ass kind of hurts turds. Well, I'm glad you're enjoying it, but, when I see the guy get sliced in half, I don't understand how he's alive. I don't get it. Matt says he is a great coach. She is one hell of a flirt. Yeah, looks that way. Looks that way. It does not look good. Does not look good. All right, let me check my bookmarks and see if I've got anything that I can show you guys in there. Let me see. And like I said, you guys let me know what you want to yak about. We've got an hour to go in the show, so... And by the way, if you're monitoring, we'll check in on Chrissy Mayer, see if she's on the air yet. Here in a minute. Let's see. Really interested. I hope Chrissy can turn things around, and they left her off of Friday Night Tights this week, and they explained why, and they did a good job of doing it. Quoting Highlander, Sodom and Gomorrah now. Exactly. That's it right there. Sodom and Gomorrah now. That's right. Okay, let's see. Yeah, bookmarks. Let me see if we've got anything in there I can show you guys. Oh, that was from Hotep. Yeah, he was breaking down the... This is why Chrissy's having to explain some stuff, guys. Let me just click on this. Okay. This should take me straight to it, right? Yeah, there we go. This was the chat the night that Chrissy Mayer interviewed Melanie Mack. And if you didn't watch that stream, I watched it live, and I thought it was kind of weird that, she was blowing off the chat, kind of. Look, guys, one thing you shouldn't do as a YouTuber is blow off the chat. Now, I will say this in her defense. She is a comedian. She's a mom. She's got a lot going on besides YouTube. Okay. So, but it's been shown that she was explained what's going on with this subject on Nina Infinity's show. And Nina Infinity got really, really emotional the other day. I think it was Saturday, I think. On Camelot's channel talking about it because she just was upset with the whole damn deal. Speaking of turning things around, how about them Braves? Oh, man. Well, your beloved Braves, Highlander and I were going to talk about a loss you guys had this week. It's a big one. I believe those of you that are Atlanta Braves fans, I mean, we're not going to make this all sports tonight, guys, but this guy did something that a lot of people don't do very often. Bobby Cox, the legendary Atlanta Braves manager who led the 1995 World Series champions, dead at 34. Or excuse me, 84. The Braves called their treasured skipper the best manager to ever wear a Braves uniform. Well, hell yeah, he was. First of all, you cannot deny that he put together probably the most famous starting lineup of pitchers that's ever pitched in Major League Baseball. I don't even follow baseball as closely as my brother does. But, oh my God. Wow. You had Maddox, you had Glavine, you had Smoltz, and I think they had another guy. Wasn't there 4 of them? Matt, if you remember, help me out with this, or Killy Chow, if you remember. That pitching staff, that starting pitching staff they had. My favorite out of all was Maddox. He came out there with glasses on, looking like a goon. But man, he was surgical. That guy was. And they won how many division titles in a row? I think it was like 14 or 15. It was ridiculous, the number of division titles they had in a row. Let's see. Okay, hang on. Let's see. Matt says Chrissy's 8 p.m. Central Time, or excuse me, Central Stream is titled "Let's Talk About Oranges for a Bit, Then Other Stuff." You go, Chrissy. Use your comedian bone. That'll work. I like it. I really like Chrissy, and I hope she gets out of the blast radius of this. I really do. You know. Let's see. So that's at 8 p.m. Central Time. Okay, so I'll make sure we get out of here by 8 p.m. and you guys all go over there and watch that. Really, I'm gonna be checking it out too. But I'll be hanging. You know, it's Mother's Day. I gotta hang out with Foxy. But I will definitely be checking it out. The only counter I will say to Darth Maul cut is half is look at Vader. If he can survive, why not Maul? Because he was cut in half. Okay, well, okay, let's put it this way. Okay, fine. First of all, Darth didn't lose any major organs. He lost appendages, okay? But if you're subscribing to the fact that Darth Maul, who had half of his innards cut off, okay, that happened to him. So you're okay with people getting skewered with lightsabers and it's just a flesh wound. You're okay with that shit. Just saying. I hope you're not one of these people, Demon Horde, that when Homegirl got skewered, run through in the Acolyte, and she was okay. I hope you weren't upset by that. If you're a fan of this Maul stuff. Yes. Rest in peace, Bobby Cox. You look, I'm not a Braves fan. But, you know, I remember that time back then. People wondered why they weren't winning World Series because, my God, they got so close every time. You know, they were a dominant team. Let's see. Matt says he helped build the team as GM prior to his second stint as manager. Yeah. Mm-hmm. He also says they had Steve Avery, Denny Neagle, and Kevin Millwood. Kevin Millwood's the one I remember. Yes, I remember Millwood as starters at some times. Solid from the bottom of the rotation guys. Yeah, no doubt, man. Friggin' crazy how good the pitching staff was for that team. Vader had the best medical care in the Empire immediately. Yes, you're absolutely right, Martin. Yes, he did. He did. No doubt. But yeah, rest in peace, Bobby Cox, man. Rest in peace, Bobby Cox. This guy was one of the greatest managers to ever manage baseball. When I heard his name the other day, my wife told me about it. She goes, "Do you know who Bobby Cox is in Major League Baseball?" I was like, "You know, I've heard that name." And then when she told me who it was, I said, "Oh shit, that's the guy that built the Braves." Fuck me, yeah, I remember that dude. You know. Let's see. Demon Horde says, "No, I just think the whole thing was stupid, and the only reason they did that was because Obi-Wan had to like that. Had to like. That's all. Okay. So I like Maul being alive out of spite. Okay, well that's cool. Live not like. Okay. The Obi-Wan had to live. That's all. Well, here's the thing. I'm really just messing with you, man. I'm trolling you, Demon Horde. There's nothing wrong with Maul, really. I understand why they brought him back because it's a really cool character. When you have a bunch of people cosplaying a character and they really enjoy him, yeah, why not? You know, I mean, it's Star Wars. You can, you know, I mean, Obi-Wan Do we ever have a Star Wars movie without Obi-Wan in the first 6 chapters? No. You know, his ghost is in the last 2 chapters of it. You know what I mean? So, yeah, I mean, I understand. And maybe I'll check it out, but I don't check out too much animated stuff, though. I got to tell you, I watched a lot more animated stuff when I was younger. I don't watch it as much anymore. I like live action. Let's see. I am a Maul dead in episode 1, Palpatine dead in Return of Jedi guy. Yeah. Yeah. When they brought Palpatine back, I was like, really? You're getting desperate, guys. Come on. You could have done better than this. Yeah, that, you know, as much grief as The Last Jedi gets, all the grief should be put on that last fucking chapter, Rise of Skywalker. It is horrible from beginning to end. It's so bad. That movie is so bad. The only thing I liked in that whole movie was the fucking droid mechanic. What's his name? Babu Frick. But you know what? We're gonna get 4 Babu Fricks in this. Oh my god! I really want fucking Mandalorian and Grogu to be good, but it looks like a puppet show every time I see a fucking trailer. Oh. Killing me, man. You're killing me, Smalls. You're killing me. Let's see. Demon Horde says, oh, I know, laugh out loud. I was enjoying these chats. Yeah, for sure, man. We can talk about whatever you guys want to. Runny Cox, gross. Did I say Runny Cox? No, it's Bobby Cox. Stop it. Stop it. E. Clay Thomas. Stop it, E. Clay Thomas. Good to see you. Let's see. Martin says, well, Obi-Wan cannot even get past around a checkpoint. I didn't even watch that show, and I will never watch that show. When I heard that he left Tatooine, I'm like, you got one job. You have one job. You're supposed to be watching Luke. That's it. Why would you leave Tatooine? He ain't going nowhere. They ain't rich. They ain't popping planets. Oh, fuck. Yeah, I heard about the checkpoint thing, though. Laser gate, he could have easily walked around, right? Shit. It's not surprising he couldn't even kill Maul properly. Yeah, I got you. Demon Horde says, if we can't talk crap to each other, what's the point? Exactly. Exactly, man. Exactly. Have fun. Bust each other's balls. Go for it. I have no problem with it. Oh. So yeah, what else do we want to get into? Had a lot of stories this week that were crazy. Let me check X one more time for the bookmarks. Bear with me real quick. I've got to see what I had in my bookmarks real fast. See if there's anything else I wanted to get into. Of course, I'm just scared to death of Supergirl. I'm not looking forward to this movie, guys. You know I'm a big Supergirl fan. As you can see, she's next to me. Matter of fact, I gotta adjust this one over here. She wasn't in the right position. Anyway, I'm a huge Supergirl fan. Somebody asked earlier today. I put it out there earlier today. Hang on. Profile. Let's bring up my stuff here. I believe, is it going to be below here? Let's see. No. Nope. I did say that about Mortal Kombat, though. I did say that about Mortal Kombat, and I told you this at the beginning of the show. Just got out of Mortal Kombat with Foxy. Grab your friends, some popcorn, and go! Hashtag let's fucking go. Hashtag Johnny fucking Cage. Katana, it's showtime. That's right. All of those hashtags. Let me see if I can find it real quick. I do answer a lot of who's your favorite comic book artist questions on here. I get a lot of comic book art stuff because, you know, I'm drawing a comic book. I get a lot of that stuff on X. It ekes its way into my algorithm, as they say. Let's see, media. Maybe it's under media. Yeah. Let's see. Is the post up here? Yeah, here it is. Okay. Here you go. I was asked earlier today on X, what are some of your favorite comic book covers? So I put 4 up, 2 of Spider-Man and 2 of Supergirl. Spider-Man is me. Supergirl is Foxy, of course. But this is one of both the Spider-Man covers are drawn by my favorite comic book artist ever, Ross Andrew. This is Amazing Spider-Man 129. This is the first appearance of the Punisher in a comic book. Yes, that's right. The Punisher didn't show up in the 80s. He showed up in the 70s in the comic books. Guy named Ross Andrew drew it. Fantastic artwork. The next one I put up there was, of course, the first crossover between the two biggies, between DC and Marvel. And it's Superman versus Amazing Spider-Man. As a matter of fact, they just did this recently. I just picked up my, went to see my crack dealer just recently. That's what I call my comic book guy. I went on Free Comic Book Day. By the way, you should all go to your comic book places on Free Comic Book Day. And I picked up, apparently they had 2 versions of it, one for DC and one for Marvel, of Superman and Spider-Man, but it wasn't a big, this was a big, like, graphic novel issue. Like this book here. It was this size. This is one of my favorite artists, digital artists. His name is Stanley Lau, better known as Art Germ. And it was one of these types of books. It was huge, not just a graphic novel, but big. The layout was really big, you know, for it being the first crossover. And they did a few like that. They did Superman versus Muhammad Ali like that. There was a couple of books back in the day they did that big. But that one I love. And that's by Ross Andrew. And then the immortal and gone way too soon, Michael Turner. He did my favorite pictures of Supergirl. He used to draw that comic back in the 90s for DC. And yeah. Got that cover of Supergirl number 2. And then you've got this one, Batman and Superman together. Batman, Superman number 13. So, yeah, I love those 2 pictures. As a matter of fact, I want to get that. I think they have a statue of this one. And I want to get that badly. Badly. Poison Girls. I'm going to get it one of these days. But anyway, let's see. Let's see what you're saying in the chat here. Supergirl, hello, super heroic nurse. God bless. Hydrate, son. Handshake for Keely Chow. Handshake. All right. Let's see what else we got here. Who is this coming in? Demon Horde. Didn't you already get an LFT? That's all right. We haven't had one in a while. Go.
Let's fucking go. Let's fucking go.
Yeah! Demon Horde says, why do people complain about Stephen Platt? Any ideas? Stephen Platt. All right. He brings up Stephen Platt. Let's see who Mr. Platt is. I don't even know the reference. Let's find out who he is. Stephen Platt. Says American historian and writer. Is that who you're talking about? Stephen Platt Comics. Okay, hang on. I just saw it in there. Stephen Platt Comics. All right. I know I should be sharing this. Hang on, guys. Sorry. Stephen Platt. American historian and writer. No, when I was typing it in, I think, hang on. Comics. Here we go. All right, Stephen Platt Comic credits. League of Comics. Stephen Platt. Is he currently drawing Spider-Man? Is that who we're talking about here? Spider-Man Long Way Home. Cover artist is Stephen Platt. Well, I don't know. Why would you give him any hate? That looks cool. His stuff's a little bit exaggerated. I don't know. Looks like he kind of went to the McFarlane school of art. A little bit exaggeration. I don't see any problem there. Is this a Daredevil cover? No. Okay. Comics. Here we go. Long Way Home. That's the only one I see. Let's do it this way. Let's go ahead and do a fresh search. And let's go Stephen Platt. Comics. Covers. Let's look at his covers. And let's go to images. All right. Yeah, he looks like a disciple of looks to me like he's a disciple of McFarlane. Looks pretty simple. Well, could I get a decent? Well, I guess not. That's a cool looking Moon Knight. If I could get something with some decent. Good gosh, none of these look good. I mean, I'm talking about the quality of the picture. Yeah. But anyway, yeah, he just looks like a disciple of McFarlane to me. Yeah, that's what it looks like. Maybe a hybrid of McFarlane and yeah, look, if he drew that, then he's definitely a McFarlane freak, which me personally, I'm not a big fan of. I'm not a big fan of the exaggerated thing. But I understand the talent, man. Yeah, and that's Moon Knight right there, I think, on that cover. Yeah. So, yeah, I got no problem with it. I don't know why people get... Gary owned a comic shop. Yes, we knew that already, my brother. We knew that already. Clobby also owned a comic shop. Rest in peace. Yes, my good friend Clobby, he owned a place down in Baton Rouge. He's from Baton Rouge, Louisiana. I was proud to be from the same state as Clobby. Yes, talked to him a couple of times. Let's see. When I first released the first artwork of the Privateer, he actually saw it on Nick Weiser's show about 5 years ago, and he thought it was cool as hell. All of them did, and yeah. Trust me, there's one guy that really wants me to finish that book. It's Nick Weiser. He wants to see it very badly. Hello, superheroic nurses. Calm down, will you, man? Hydrate, brother. Hydrate. You're going to get calluses. You're going to go blind. Let's see. E. Clay Thomas. Let's see. Cold shower, Keely. Cold shower. Yeah, no doubt. Let's see, Keely. No matter how crappy the current comics from DC and Marvel are, never let it prevent you from going to your local comic shop. No doubt. I have a pull list, and all it is Amazing Spider-Man and any Supergirl book. That's what I grab. And they'll pull me stuff that they think, well, the guy that pulls my stuff, he is... a guy I went to high school with. So he knows. Matter of fact, he and I worked on the first comic book I was trying to do when we were still in school, when we were young. I think we were in middle school when I was drawing we were doing an issue of Kolchak, the Night Stalker, right? And the thing I remember about the second page I drew, he had gotten hit by something. I can't remember what monster we were doing it in. I can't remember. That was so long ago, but I do remember I drew a fantastic picture of him, like, you know, with his arms stretched out, his feet stretched out, like he just got walloped and sent through the banister, of a balcony on a second floor of a building, and he was getting blown through it. It was made out of wood, and he was getting. It was like such a cool picture. I've asked Mark if he's. Shout out to Mark at Excalibur. Love you to death, man. Anyway, he knows what I like, so he'll pull me anything by J. Scott Campbell. He'll pull me anything that guy draws because I love the way he draws. I've shown you guys my Danger Girl figures before. Here, I'll pull them up real quick and show you again. I don't want to leave you hanging with the share time thing. Hang on. They're right here, so I should be able to get them pretty quick. Yeah. This is something my daughter got me many birthdays ago. J. Scott Campbell's Danger Girl. If you don't know what Danger Girl is, imagine a mashup of Charlie's Angels and James Bond, and you've got Danger Girl. It's a badass book that he did in an independent label, and they actually had a PS1 game of this at one time too. I've got that too, but dude, Danger Girl kicks ass. I love this. My daughter Amanda, my youngest kid, got me this one. I've never opened it. It's still wrapped in plastic and everything. Love my man J. Scott Campbell. So Mark will pull me anything J. Scott Campbell. He'll pull me anything Art Germ, the book I was showing you earlier. This is nothing but posters. You see this? All these posters are in this book. All of them. Okay? I don't know if I can get this far enough back. But, put it down here. Yeah, this guy is an amazing digital artist, man. Amazing. If you just look up Art Germ, you're going to find some cool shit. You really are. I love the guy's stuff. I know you guys are all crazy about Harlequin. There you go. That's one of his many Harlequins. You know me, I'm a big Supergirl fan, but some of the best stuff he does is Catwoman, dude. He makes all those Catwoman covers, and they're fucking badass. I mean, wow. There's my girl. He does good stuff on my girl. That's the Turner outfit. You can tell the Turner outfit because it's got a belt with loops, and it's blue skirt, not red skirt. Right? That's the Turner outfit. I know you guys are all about some double D's. There you go, Power Girl. Kara from another dimension. The one that Sydney Sweeney needs to play in the movies, right? Hopefully I'll be completely wrong about Supergirl, and it'll be a hit, and they'll get Sydney Sweeney to play her and, play Power Girl in another one of the movies. That is Batgirl. That woman would have red hair. That's Batgirl. That's Barbara Gordon before she was paralyzed. Love this one of Wonder Woman. Love it. That's badass. It's almost like what you would see if you had a freeze frame of Linda Carter spinning to change into the outfit, right? Let's see. Yeah, I think that's Barbara Gordon. I think. No, that's the Melissa Benoist Supergirl. I think. Not sure who that is. Let me see. I think they say in here somewhere what it is. But it's definitely, maybe that is her. That might be Oracle. I don't know. But anyway, let's see what else we got in here. Yeah, his Catwoman stuff is awesome. His Bat stuff is period awesome. Look at that. Poison Ivy. Sorry, man. I love this stuff. I haven't looked at this book in a while. Check out that Catwoman. Wow. This guy is great. And I mean, he draws, he sketches and stuff, but he does a lot of digital work. That's a great one of Catwoman and Batman. I think he did a lot of the covers during the wedding one where she leaves him at the altar and shit. Black Canary, one of my favorite characters ever. Fell in love with her when I was playing Injustice 2. Love some Black Canary. Yeah, there you go. The animated Supergirl. Right? Animated one. Wonder Woman and Batman. Huh? Pretty good. Subdued colors and stuff. One of the most underrated characters, if you ask me, the Huntress. Love the Huntress, man. You know you're a bad bitch if Batman kicks you out of Gotham for being too violent. You a bad motherfucker. Yep, love her. Oh, check it out. Aquaman's babe. Yeah, like it. There's another Catwoman. I'm telling you, this guy's in love with Catwoman, dude. Love with her. Does a great job drawing Catwoman. There's your Harley. There's Daddy's little monster for you guys. There you go. There you go. Let's see what else we got here. Another Wonder Woman. He's obviously in love with Wonder Woman, too. He likes the exotic women. Yes. Supergirl over the shoulder pick. Love that one. That's a great portrait. I love that one. I'm a portrait artist, so I love a good portrait. That's pretty damn cool. And that's all of them. Love this book. And it doesn't even have my favorite one. Look up, well, I'll look it up for you so you can see it real quick. I think it's called Supergirl Selfie, I think is the name of it. Let's see. Art Germ. Hang on, let me get it up here for you. Gonna die. Ridiculous. Oh, and he puts them in here over and over again. Well, okay, I'm not going to show all that stuff. Not much of a Harley Quinn person, Ariel. I'm not either. I dig her in the movies, I guess, but I'm just not a fan. Not a fan. Well, first of all, she's got a voice like Fran Dresser, right? On whatever the name of that fucking movie she was. Oh, wait. I'm way past my second shot, guys. Sorry. Everybody grab your cocktail. You guys got me talking comics. I'll sit here and go all night. Shit. Cheers, boys and girls. Grab your cocktail. And let's salute the mothers one more time on Mother's Day. Thanks a lot, Mom. Cheers. Nick. Woo. Woo. Oh. Whew. Felt that one. All right. So he was throwing ducks in there constantly during my showing of that stuff. Why is it none of the guys in this calendar? Because he draws chicks. I mean, you saw Batman in there, but that's about it for that one. I mean, that's what he does. I mean, the artists I like, they draw the female form really well. J. Scott Campbell, Art Germ. Of course, now my favorite guy is Ross Andrew, and you saw the Punisher pick I put up earlier. He's more of a classic, like Ditko type of artist. You know what I mean? Buscema, those guys. Demon Horde says, I love comics from the 90s, like The Death of Superman or Nightfall. That stuff is insane. Yeah. Some of it was really, really good. And, that's when the Punisher hit his stride, was the late 80s and the end of the 90s when he got his own book. And they made him a Vietnam vet. They added to the lore. See, when in that Spider-Man cover that I showed you, when he first appeared, he was using rubber bullets and shit when Ross Andrew was drawing him. Okay, he wasn't the bloodthirsty, he was fighting a war against the mob, no doubt, but he was using rubber bullets and shit. He had a war van. Look, if you guys don't know the lore of the Punisher, he's basically Mac Bolan. If you've ever read an Executioner book, that's him. Same story, same background, everything. That's him. Whoever invented the Punisher for the comic books, which I believe the comic book writer that just passed away just recently wrote this too, if I remember correctly. I can't remember the guy's name. We covered it Wednesday on State of the Atmosphere. If you want to know, I'm not going to look it up right now, but if you want to know what his name is, we actually did a bit for his him passing away on this show right here. Or did I get rid of it? Yeah, I did. I got rid of the thumbnail. Okay. So it was the last State of the Atmosphere show. So check that out, man. Errol says, does he like the more Arkham Knight version of Catwoman? I don't know. I'm not a DC guy. I really don't know where he's drawing his inspiration from when it comes to that. I really don't know. Look at all those porn site tabs. Brother, show us one porn site tab. You got Facebook. You've got the Diana Rossini story that I was covering earlier. X. And a search that I was using for Supergirl. That's the tabs, ladies and gentlemen. And yeah, why do I have to do that? Because the guy who's I named it in the earlier, the quartering, Jeremy from the quarterings, blast radius is getting everybody, so we all have to, show you guys we're not doing anything fucking crazy now. You're mute. I am not mute. Hello, super heroic nurses, blah, 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 blah. He's giving us more ducks. I'm done showing that video tonight, buddy. If I'm muted, then there's something wrong. Muted. Okay, that must have been a minute ago. Martin, do something. He can't. Look at this Muppet. Muted. Doesn't look like I'm muted here. Looks like I'm going out. So today, boys and girls, the stream will be all about lip reading. God! It's not Joe's stream if he doesn't mute himself. No doubt. Good times, Demon Horde says. Going 5 minutes now. Can we get 10? There we go. Okay. I don't know why it muted me. I don't know. We can hear you now. Okay. Das Wolfen, what's up? He says, hail all. Yes, yay. You guys can hear me. Keely Chow, I dig her in BTAS. Okay. BTAS. Batman the Animated Series? Okay. I have to think about these friggin' anagrams, man. I really don't know. And Keely Chow's putting up artwork. I don't know what that is. Ariel says, did he even notice or did it correct itself? It corrected itself because I'm telling you, I didn't do anything about muting anything. This was purely by accident. I did not. I looked at my mic when I saw that you guys were muted, and you guys know I'm always behind in the chat. I wish I could keep up with it, but you know, you guys throw so much stuff up there sometimes I can't keep up. But as soon as I saw I was muted, I looked at it, and so there you go. I was 5 minutes behind at least in the chat, right? Das Wolfen, real Das Wolfen says, what about the motherfuckers? No. We're just toasting the mothers, not the motherfuckers. No. Today is Mother's Day, not Motherfuckers Day. Okay. Ariel says, also, how are you doing, John? Let's see. Mine is Alex Ross. Yes, he's a great painter, but I don't know. I'm looking more for comic art. You know what I mean? And yes, Stanley Lau's a digital artist, but he also does sketch arts. He does his stuff, you know, it translates to comic books really well. Alex Ross is more graphic novel. You know what I mean? Real Das Wolfen, doing good. Okay. Jerry Conway, that's the guy's name I was trying to think of. Thank you, Real Das Wolfen. Yeah. Arrow Ballet says, Punisher drives around in a free candy van for the kids, confirmed. Nah, I don't know how much you guys heard, but he's basically Mac Bolan. If you've ever read an Executioner book, it's the same backstory, same guy. They've both got war vans, all that good stuff. Keely Chow looked it up too. He found it. Demon Horde says, it wasn't just the stories, but the art style back then, to me, was better as well as, for the most part. Yeah, I think the stories and the art were better. I tell you, some of the action scenes that Ross Andrew drew, I love it, man. Let me see. Let me see if I can find one real quick for you. Hang on. Ross Andrew. Spider-Man. Fight. I'm just going to hit fight. See what happens. Okay. I'm looking for one of those. There it is. There's a perfect one. Him fighting Tarantula. Love this page right here. This one is awesome. Look how they show him using his spider sense to get the fuck out the way. Isn't that cool? I love that fucking drawing right there. I think it's awesome. And this thing won't let me blow it up any bigger. That's a Reddit copy of it. Let me see if I can find another one. Yeah, here we go. Here we go. Let's see if I can blow this up. No, neither one of them will let me blow it up. But you see what I'm talking about. This is what I remember as great Spider-Man stuff, really. You know what I mean? They show some of them. He'd show him, you know, jumping off a roof, bouncing off the ground into the air, you know, just showing you multiple angles of it. It's just really cool shit. I love it, man. Love it. Kelly Chow says yes. Real Way Nation, what's going on? Good to see you. He said, yo, Joe, did you see my Mortal Kombat? No, I did not. I will have to check it out. Content. I liked it. Did you like it? I liked it. Or were you playing Mortal Kombat? Were you playing Mortal Kombat? Everybody's saying hi. Martin says, MFers Day is next month. Yeah. That would be known as Father's Day. Railway Nation, what are the oranges for, Joe? Well, I mean, I really don't know, man. I really don't know what the oranges are for. I really don't. Hang on, let me see. I can show you some oranges. I do know I can do that because I do remember I did that. Hang on, let's see. Where is it? There we go. Bookmarks. X. There it is. There you go. There's all the oranges you need from Chrissy Mayor's chat on Thursday evening. Yes, there you go. All the oranges you need. There you go. Demon Horde says Maximum Carnage, Batman versus Predator, Death of Superman, Nightfall, World War Hulk, even they were just epic back in the day. Yes, those are great stories, and there's several others, man. I mean, the 70s had great stuff. The 80s had great stuff. The 80s, some of the X-Men stories in the 80s were awesome. The Apocalypse story was great. The Mr. Sinister one was awesome. Oh my God. You want to see Keely Chow go crazy? Let me look up some pictures of Madeline Pryor, the clone of Jean Grey. Oh my God, the Goblin Queen. Good Lord. Woo! Crazy good looking. Well, Fall of the Mutants. You know? I tell you, one of the books that I really loved, it was right after Fall of the Mutants. Let me see if I can find it real quick by searching. How would I find that by searching, I wonder? Let's take a look at... Hang on. Let's get in here. X-Men... Brood. Let's see if I can find this book real quick. This wasn't part of a storyline, but it was after the Brood storyline. They popped up after. Trying to think. Hang on. Brood fight. No. Brood, Wolverine. Plane. Maybe I should have put airplane. Oh, I wish I could find it for you guys. It was so good. It was after the Fall of the Mutants. Anyway, I'll just have to paraphrase and summarize for you. Okay. In this story, one of the Brood get on an airplane and Wolverine's fighting with it. And a subplot is that there's a reverend that's going to be given a revival, but he's having a crisis of faith, right? And Wolverine gets stung by one of the Brood things, and you know when you get stung by it, you're going to turn into one of those Brood things, right? That's all there is to it. But it's Wolverine that gets stung by it, right? And he falls out of the plane. When he hits the ground, it's really close to the Reverend. The Reverend comes over and he starts praying over him. He's holding him up. And the thing's changed. Wolverine's changing into the Brood thing, but of course we all know he's healing the whole time. So he turns back into a human being, and it solves the guy's crisis of faith. It was one of the best issues of X-Men I ever read, Uncanny X-Men. But what was cool about it was when they were fighting them in the streets, if you know the storyline, they actually die and get brought back to life. And one of the side effects of it is they can't be picked up by physical media like cameras and shit. They're invisible on cameras and stuff, like they're vampires or something. It's pretty wild. Go check out Fall of the Mutants, man. One of my favorite issues of that, the opening scene of it. Of course, Wolverine's always the point guy, right? And the bad guy, he's like a voodoo doctor or something. I can't remember who the fuck the bad guy was. But he had created this time fucking vortex in this building in Dallas. And whenever Wolverine walks in, he gets shot about 10, 15 times by multiple different kinds of bullets. And you find out why whenever they start going in there. There's dinosaurs chewing on World War II soldiers. Civil War guys are fighting with dudes from another part of history. There's Vietnam soldiers in there and shit. It's like a big time vortex, and they're all fighting. And it was just, dude. The X-Men books back then in the 80s, I know you like the 90s books, but man, the 80s had some great shit too. When did Spider-Man and Superman share a comic? Ariel asks. Well, hang on, I'll show you. The cover was drawn by my favorite artist, Ross Andrew. Superman versus Spider-Man. Crossover. I think it was in the 70s, Ariel. I think. Let's see. One-shot issue released in 2026, blah, blah, blah. 1976. Yeah. Or actually, a reprint of the 1981. Okay. No. Spider-Man versus Superman versus the Amazing Spider-Man, the Battle of the Century, published in March of 1976. That's right. Which saw the heroes team up to stop Lex Luthor and Dr. Octopus. I've said several times that Dr. Octopus is the Lex Luthor of the Spider-Man stories. And yeah, he is. That's why I was so pissed when they killed him in Spider-Man 2. Spider-Man 2 is probably the best Spider-Man movie ever. But they shouldn't have killed Doc Ock. You don't kill his nemesis. You just don't do that. Yeah, there you go. 1976 was when that was. And hang on. I showed it already, but that's okay. I'll show it to her again. She came in a little late. I'll show it to her, guys. That's the cover right there. Where is it? Where's the whole cover? All in one shot. Damn it. I had it earlier. Well, here, I'll just show it to you on my X account. Hang on. See profile. Where did we find it under media? Yeah, there you go. There it is right there. That's it. 1976. And like I said earlier, I was showing this off earlier. It wasn't a regular comic book. And the format was huge. It was like, this big. It was a huge book. It was a huge book. It was, and it was a comic book, no doubt, but it was more than 20 pages. It was, oh shoot, I'd have to look up how many, but look at the price. It was $2, and comic books back then were like, I think they had just hit a quarter. I think they were 25 cents in 76. Yeah. So that was the first, that was the first team up, was that one right there. Let's continue. I recorded video game for Mortal Kombat. Very cool. Okay, man. We'll check it out, dude. We'll check it out. Did you go see the movie yet? I liked the movie. I thought it was good. Demon Horde says, oh yeah, there is no way for me to list even a fifth of them. Yeah, I mean, they're fantastic. Days of Future Past was peak X-Men, Real Das Wolfen says. Well, yeah. Now, I think he's referring to the story, which actually, believe it or not, it was during the time I'm talking about with the death of the X-Men and all that stuff. But it was closer to the 70s. I think it might have been at the late 70s when that book came out. It was a two-book arc. And let me see. Let's see if I can find that cover for you. X-Men Days of Future Past comic. X-Men Days of Future Past. It was only a 2 comic book story, but it had such an impact on the world of the Uncanny X-Men. First of all, it introduced the Sentinels, Trask Industries, to the whole storyline. And wow, amazing. Comic. Let's see what we find here. X-Men Days of Future Past comic. Okay, that's an ode to it right there. That's not it, but that's an ode to it right there. I remember the cover vividly because it's got Wolverine and Kitty Pryde on the cover. That might be the second cover right there. Either that or it's an omnibus. Where is that cover? There it is right there. Boom. There it is right there. Come on, show me a good one, guys. Claremont Byrne. This is obviously an omnibus. It's been the color's been changed on it. Hang on, I'll find a good picture of it here in a second. It's got to be a good one of it here somewhere. God, I hate these things. These are all reprints. Where is the original cover? That's close enough, though. You get the picture. All the X-Men are dead, basically. Look, the comic run was much different from the movie. I mean, I like what they did with the movie, having both the generations of them and everything. But this story right here, if they just let me blow this up. No, that's as big as it's going to let me get it. But that's Kitty Pryde right there. It's drawn by John Byrne. And you see, they get to the future and all of them are dead. Apprehended or dead, right? And the only 2 that aren't either apprehended or dead are Wolverine and Jean Grey. And Jean Grey has been brainwashed and experimented on by the government. And she's now a being called the Hellhound, and she hunts mutants down. She's the one that killed most of the X-Men, right? But yeah, it's such a great story, and it was done during the Chris Claremont, John Byrne run. I mean, just amazing book. It really is. Das Wolfen is absolutely correct about that. What was the run where Magneto ripped out Wolverine's adamantium? I can't remember offhand. I never read that one. The last one I read with Wolverine was Asteroid M. The one where he got fed up with the Genosha situation and he pulled a fucking asteroid into orbit around the Earth, and then he stole nuclear weapons and took them up there with him and said, okay, go ahead, hurt another mutant and watch what happens. Yeah. I think that's when Polaris was introduced, I think. Another one of his kids. Oh, no, I love them all. Demon Horde says, not just the 90s. Oh, I hear you, brother. I hear you. If you're buying that many books, I know you do. Martin Acosta Santana says Spider-Man 2 screwed up Doc Ock by making him fundamentally a good guy controlled by the tentacles. Yes, absolutely. Because he's a lot like Lex, isn't he? He's not crazy. He's the smartest guy in the room, and he will tell you so. Let's see. Martin says, oh, X-Men movies are all adaptation atrocities. Yes, but I do enjoy them. I do enjoy the movies that Fox did. I like the Fox universe. I did. Fatal Attraction crossover 1993. What is that? Fatal Attraction crossover. What is he talking about? We got to look quick, guys, because you know Chrissy Mayer is fixing to start at 8 o'clock, and we got to check out what's going on with her. You know that. We got to keep up on the drama. Well, we already established it's not drama, is it? Okay, Fatal Attraction crossover, 1993. Fatal Attraction crossover. Fatal Attraction is a major 1993 Marvel Comics crossover event. Oh, a crossover event. Yeah. Across the magazines in Marvel. On the X-Men written by Fabian Nicieza? Is that how you pronounce that? And Scott Lobdell. Published to commemorate the 30th anniversary of the X-Men. The storyline spans 6 core books. X Factor, which I loved. If you don't know what X Factor is, it's the OG X-Men, the first team: Angel, Cyclops, Jean Grey, Beast, those guys, and Iceman. And they all they go to work for the government as a team called X Factor to hunt down mutants. And they do it so that they can help them. It's a front. They don't tell the government they're helping them. I loved X Factor. I thought that one was great. Walt Simonson did a lot of work on the first X Factor comics. I love that artist. X Force 25, Uncanny X-Men, X-Men Volume 2, Wolverine, and Excalibur, the British team. Yes, love it. With Captain Britain. Yeah. Nightcrawler was in that team too. Wasn't he, Dust Wolfen? I think. Yep. Plot follows the return of Magneto, who establishes a space station called Avalon. Yeah, there it is. Yep. And recruits Colossus to his acolytes. And the conflict culminates in Magneto ripping the adamantium skeleton out of Wolverine, leaving him with bone claws, and Professor X mind-wiping Magneto into a coma. Wow. This event permanently altered the X-Men landscape, leading directly into Blood Ties and Onslaught sagas. Wow. Yeah. Great comic book writing, man. Great comic book writing. Real Dust Wolfen says, where Magneto ripped... Yeah, okay. Yeah, we just established that. Thank you. That's it. Yep. Okay, boys and girls, we're going to go ahead and wrap because, you know, I want you guys all to go check out the stream that Sydney Sweeney's going to be... listen to me, Sydney Sweeney. Chrissy probably wishes. The stream that Chrissy Mayer is going to be running. We need to find out what's up with her. So you guys definitely want to check that out. By the way, hope you like the shirt tonight. This is one of my favorites. It's got the Surfer. It's got the Hulk. It's got Spider-Man dead center. I think Captain America's in here too, isn't he? Yeah, he's down there. Actually, yeah, okay. He's right there underneath Spider-Man, and there's Wolverine. Love that shirt. But anyway, good talk tonight, guys. Always get active in the chat. I'll talk about whatever you guys want to talk about, man. We'll get to it, man. Let's see. Demon Horde said, thank you. That's it. Real Dust Wolfen says, have a good night, all. And Keely Chow saying hi to everybody. Keely Chow says, thank you for a great show. Hey, man, thank you for being here. And that's what Chrissy's got to answer for tonight, right? Not acknowledging her chat, just blowing them off. She got them in that fence. Let's see if she can do it tonight. You guys tune in over there. She's going to be starting in about 8.5 minutes. Thank you for a great show. Keely says, thank you, man. Thank you for being here. Janet, checking in right when we're leaving. Janet, like I told everybody else, go check out Chrissy Mayer. We're fixing to find out what's up with her. Martin says, the Green Goblin did nothing wrong. Well, why would he be doing anything wrong? He was trying to, kill Spider-Man. He was trying to do it. Demon Horde says, yeah, thanks for chatting. I had fun. I hope you did. And whenever Highlander can't make it, and by the way, we're going to do this again next week because I have my 25th anniversary. We're going to do renewal of vows. Highlander's coming in. So any weekend he travels here to see me and Mom, I don't make him do the show. So it's going to be a couple of weeks before we hack the Matrix again. So look forward to another chat like this next Sunday. We'll get into some topics, okay? Janet says, just finished my own show. Yeah, I wish I'd have known you were doing Dirty Harry. I would have stepped in for the beginning of that, man. Look, we are going to get together and do a stream, Janet, for sure. Right now I've got Monday nights open, so be thinking about that if you want to do something on Monday nights. And I could probably do something late on a Wednesday. I do, or maybe not on Tuesdays. That's when me and Foxy go out. But after State of the Atmosphere, I could do something on Wednesday too. That's the two windows we've got, really. Okay, let's see. What else we got? Martin says, gotta go. My planet needs me. And yeah, that's it for tonight. Look, I want you guys to go. Definitely don't forget, go check out joesatmosphere.com if you want to get a commission done. There's examples of my work there. I do pencil sketch portraits, and I can also do you as a comic book character. So check that out if you want. These are ways you can support the channel. You can commission artwork from me at the email address at the bottom of joesatmosphere.com. You can go check out my Subscribe Star page where I have all the behind-the-scenes stuff on the private tier. The written word costs you $1. The artwork costs you $5. Go look at that if you want to support the channel. And you can always head over to Amazon Kindle and check out Atmosphere Comics. We've got one issue up there right now, and it's just the 0 issue of the private tier. Just the first 5 pages of artwork. So go check those things out. None of it is expensive. The most expensive thing you're going to do is get a commission from me. Now, I'm good at what I do, so I get my worth. So, yeah, if you want to spend some money with me, go hit up joesatmosphere.com and get a commission done. Okay, as far as the streaming goes, don't forget we'll be back with another edition of Chillin' at the Club next week because Highlander will be traveling. So look forward to that at 6 p.m. next Sunday. Tomorrow morning at, let's see, hang on one second. I don't want to be wrong about this because Anima was good enough to send me the information. So let me look it up real quick. We're doing Military Monday comes your way at 10 a.m. Central Time on Pop Culture Minefields channel on Monday morning. And the shows are going to be... How come I can never find Anima's? Well, maybe it's in Military Monday. Hang on. No, I can't find it. But it's Bill Paxton week. So look forward to a couple of Bill Paxton movies. We're going to do one on Monday at 10 a.m. Central Time. It'll be a military movie. And look forward to that. Let me see if Martin's still in here. He might have told me. Demon Horde says, got to go troll Jed because why not? Of course. Do it, man. That's it. Navy SEALs. Thank you very much, Martin. Navy SEALs on Monday morning. We're going to be doing that one on Military Monday. So look forward to that at 10 a.m. Central Time tomorrow morning. And then tomorrow evening at 3:30 p.m. Central Time, it's going to be time for Expedition 33 over on That 70s Rock Fans channel. So look forward to that tomorrow evening at 3:30 p.m. Central Time. As far as my channel goes, you know the shows. We've got me and Martin playing A Way Out Tuesday night at 10 p.m. Central Time. It'll be part 3, so look forward to that. 10 p.m. Central Time on my channel. State of the Atmosphere comes your way at 5:30 p.m. Central Time. And also, don't forget on Wednesday, over on Pop Culture Minefields channel, it's Wednesday afternoon matinee, another Bill Paxton movie. Not sure which one it is. Martin will put it in there so I can throw it up there for you. But that's 3 p.m. And then we do Stay the Atmosphere. I'm kind of trying to rush through this so you guys can go watch Chrissy Mir. But anyway, and then Friday, it's Sketching the Privateer at 1 p.m. Central Time. Look forward to that one. Me working on the comic book at 1. And then Friday at 8 p.m. Central Time, you want to be over there on Pop Culture Minefields channel for Gaming Night with John, as Martin, Knock, and John play some Baldur's Gate 3. And then it's back around to me on Chilling at the Club. Now, don't forget, you want to hit the notification bell so you know when I'm playing a video game late at night in my living room. It's called Living Room Late Night, where I just sit here, chat with you while I play a video game. So look forward to that too. Okay, head on over to your Chrissy Mares. Let's see if we get some answers. And until we see you again, boys and girls, I want you guys to keep on keeping on. God bless. Martin says we're doing One False Move, the Bill Paxton movie One False Move, this Wednesday on Pop Culture Mindfield Channel at 3 p.m. Central Time. Don't miss it. Keely Chow says you're welcome. And Keely Chow also says bye for now. Don't forget, boys and girls, whether you like them small, medium, or large, Titty Tuesday continues, or actually begins on Sunday, every week on Joe's Atmospheres channel. We'll see you next time. Peace.